The underwater Santorini volcano of the Aegean Sea in Greece had an eruption 520,000 years ago that was 15 times bigger than the record-breaking Tonga eruption. A 500-foot thick layer of pumice rock on the Mediterranean seabed indicates Santorini volcano ejected 15 times more material than Tonga during a previously unknown eruption. And deep beneath the Mediterranean seabed circling the Greek island of Santorini, scientists have discovered the remnants of one of the most explosive volcanic eruptions Europe has ever seen. A giant layer of pumice and ash, which is up to 500 feet thick, revealed that around 500,000 years ago, the Santorini volcano erupted so explosively that it was 15 times more violent than the Tonga Haupai eruption of 2022. The Tonga eruption shattered several records, triggering the fastest atmospheric wave ever seen and the first known mega tsunami since antiquity. We know that this volcano had many big explosive eruptions, sort of Krakatoa style. Lead author Tim Druty, professor of volcanology at the University of Clermont-Auvergne in France, said, but the newly discovered deposits point to a cataclysmic blast that we had not even known had existed. Extensive land-based research has previously painted a relatively detailed picture of past volcanism across the Greek island arc, a string of volcanic islands stretching from Greece to Turkey along a curved line where the African tectonic plate plunges beneath the European plate. For instance, geologists knew that Santorini emerged from the seabed about 400,000 years ago. That is, it's a volcanic island. As successive eruptions piled volcanic debris onto the seafloor, the present-day Santorini archipelago formed during the late Bronze Age, that's 1,600 to 1,200 BC. That's about the time of the exodus of Moses and the tribes of Israel from Egypt. The present-day Santorini archipelago formed at that age, when the explosive Minoan eruption blasted the top off what was then one island. A magma chamber beneath the Kameni Islands, that's the islands of Santorini, and the center of the Santorini caldera still feeds the volcano today. But there's only so much scientists can learn on land, Druitt said, because erosion from rain and wind wipes away some geological evidence. And that's why we moved to the marine realm, because in the sea it's calmer, he said. To find out more about the region's volcanic activity, Druitt and his colleagues drilled into marine sediments around Santorini in late 2022 and early 2023. With help from the International Ocean Discovery Program, the researchers extracted sediment cores from up to 3,000 feet, that's 900 meters, below the seafloor at 12 drilling sites. The team could then read the different layers of sediments like a book, Druitt said, and what you see is volcanic layers from all the eruptions that we knew on land, he said, but then we go down to deeper levels before the volcano became emergent when it was still submarine. It's in these deeper levels that researchers discovered the remnants of a 520-year-old eruption that was bigger than anything else Santorini produced, and probably one of the two biggest eruptions in the whole Greek volcanic arc area that they had ever had, Druitt said. The eruption ejected at least 21.6 cubic miles, that's 90 cubic kilometers, of volcanic ash and rock, according to the study published January 15 in the journal Communication, Earth and Environment. The Tonga eruption of 2022, by comparison, produced only 1.4 cubic miles, that's 6 cubic kilometers. So 21.6 cubic miles as opposed to 1.4 cubic miles. You can see that ancient eruption in Santorini was about 20 times bigger. It's a lot bigger, 15 times bigger, they said, there in the heart of Europe, Druitt said. The discovery is big because it shows that the Hellenic volcanic arc is capable of producing tremendous underwater eruptions. It gives us an example to study in detail of a very large version of Tonga, Druitt said. Santorini probably won't see an eruption on this scale for another several 100,000 years, Druitt said. The volcano last erupted in 1950, emitting lava that did not pose a significant threat. However, the magma chamber will continue to feed eruptions of lava and small explosive eruptions for the coming decades and maybe even centuries, he said. Let me say that again. The magma chamber still will continue to feed eruptions of lava and small explosive eruptions for the coming decades and maybe even centuries, because we know that it is inflating. This is by Satchapar on Live Science. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.